welcome everyone. This is the team from Stader Labs. My name is Gautam. I lead the BNB side of our business. We have our resident expert Antonio with us,
Hello, guys.
and we also have Vansh, who's a business manager on our BNB chain.
Hey everyone.
Sure. So before we begin, let me just talk about what this series is going to be. So there's a bunch of DeFi strategies that we have put on top of BNBX. So we wanted to create little snippets for you to kind of understand these strategies better and choose the ones that are right for you. So this series is going to be, talking about the different strategies, the different sort of things that you can do with your BNBX. And we're going to kick things off today with a very simple low-risk strategy of staking BNB and putting it on Wombat. So I'll let Antonio take it away and just give us a summary of the strategy.
Sure, Gautam, thank you very much. So this strategy involves BNBX, which is the liquid staking token for Stader in the BNB chain. And it involves Wombat exchange, which is a stable swap DEX that has recently gone live in BNB chain, has featured an amazing TVL. So this strategy consists on first staking your BNB into the liquid staked token BNBX. So with that, you're already going to be earning staking rewards and you're going to be securing the BNB chain. And then instead of just keeping that token in your wallet, you are going to take advantage of the maximum composability that liquid staking solutions offers you. And you're going to bring it to the stable swap DEX, which is called Wombat. You're going to do single staking with it. Therefore, you're just going to provide whatever balance you have of BNBX. And you are going to be able to get to get a cut of the protocol fees and rewards that the Wombat exchange offers you. So you're going to have 8% on the staking reward side from Stader and up to 7% on the Wombat side if you are taking the rewards, which are SD tokens and WOM tokens, and you are locking the WOM tokens, right? So you have 8% on Stader side, 7% on Wombat, and you could even go further because you're receiving SD token, which is the token, the native token from Stader, and you could also use that in ApeSwap in the pool SD BUSD for additional 18% APY. Right. So this is a strategy which is great because you are contributing to the security of the BNB chain, and you are also, by providing that to the stable swap DEX called Wombat, you are allowing for frictionless liquidity accessibility for people that have the liquid stake token. So you have your BNBX, you're getting staking rewards, but it's at any time you need liquidity for whatever you need to buy an NFT, you need to convert it to stablecoin to do something with it. You are going to be able to go to places like Wombat Exchange and get a ridiculous and completely negligible fee to do that swap, right? So that's the Wombat Exchange use case, and it's wonderful for users.
Actually, I really like the Wombat, like the way that they've built it, right? Because one of the things that is really interesting about it is that you don't need to do this half and half that you do with other exchanges, right? You can basically put all your BNBX in there. So enjoy the staking rewards on all your BNBX, as well as the extra rewards on Wombat that both Wombat and ourselves are offering. So that's pretty unique, and it's actually pretty simple for folks to understand, right? Because in some of the other DEXs, you actually have to convert half of your staked amount back into BNB, and you can only earn rewards on half of it. Yeah, so that's something unique. Yeah. So maybe Antonio, maybe we can just touch upon, who is this strategy good for, or who should be looking to kind of execute this strategy?
Well, the strategy, I'd consider it quite basic because it doesn't involve borrowing or lending protocols where you need to be constantly managing certain parameters or you are at risk of liquidation. As you were saying, the very user-friendly feature of Wombat is that they allow you to just like kind of do single-side staking of this BNBX. So you could almost consider it like a second layer staking on top of the original staking of Stader. So it's quite a simple strategy, and the user would just need to pay attention to farm the rewards periodically. To be able to redirect, let's say, the SD rewards to the ApeSwap pool and the Wombat rewards to keep boosting its stake, right?
Yeah. So basically, what Antonio was saying is this is like a good beginner strategy, right? So for folks who are just sort of coming into DeFi, just sort of getting to know the different protocols or the different ways that you can utilize the liquid token, this is like a good strategy for beginners.
Yes, and I would say something else, Gautam. So if you realize, so we were saying before, 8% plus 7% equaling 15%, right? The BNB token, it is truly a blue chip in the cryptocurrency industry. So when you look at the three biggest tokens in market cap, you see Bitcoin, you see Ethereum, and you see the BNB token. And normally those blue chips, you are not going to find normally more than 5% return in any borrowing and lending or in any DeFi activity, right? So in this case, to have Stader and Wombat partnering in this way and allow you to gain a 15% with no impermanent loss risk, it's a wonderful ATY, right? Anything double digits for this kind of blue chip token, which is BNB, is great.
Yeah, absolutely right. And you said it correctly, right? For most of the blue chip tokens, the yield that you can get is pretty much in the low single digits or the mid single digits if you want to take on leverage risk or something like that. Cool. So now that we have a little bit of a summary, let's just kind of show the viewers a sort of walkthrough of how they can actually go ahead and use the Stader and Wombat platforms to participate in this strategy. Favorite tool to kind of see how you can calculate your returns exactly. Like you can see we'll put a link of the sample Excel beneath the video so you guys can have a look at it later, but we'll just walk you through the Excel now. But let's just touch on the flip side, Antonio. So with every strategy, we know there are certain risks. So what are some of the risks associated with this kind of strategy?
Of course, there's always risk in crypto, as it couldn't be otherwise. Such a nascent technology, but that's the fun of it. Also, you're making history in some way. So in this particular strategy, because we are not engaging in any kind of borrowing loop or so, I would say the risks are very limited. The typical smart contract risk applies. So when you are interacting with any platform in blockchain, there is a risk that there might be a bug in the contract that has been built up.
Yeah, but yeah, that's actually true, and that's always sort of good to bear in mind. Having said that, I mean both Stader and Wombat are protocols that have been audited multiple times, that have bug bounties live on them, that have association with the BNB chain as well, right? So the in terms of the risk spectrum, basically this is pretty much on the lower side of things because you're not taking any leverage, there's no sort of liquidation, there's literally no impermanent loss because it's a single-sided pool. And on the smart contract risk side as well, it's the two protocols are sort of well used and well audited, so the risk is as minimal as can be on the smart contract side. I think one additional risk that folks should always keep in mind is, of course, the price risk, right? So you are ultimately going long BNB, right? That's nothing that we weren't aware of, or you guys aren't aware of, because you're here on the BNB ecosystem because you believe in what the ecosystem is doing. But just to sort of be comprehensive, it bears on us to tell you that you are going long BNB, so you're exposed to the price risk of BNB. And the other small thing is that you're obviously exposed to the price risk and movement in the SD token price and in the WORM token price, because those are the token prices on which your yield is determined, right? Um, as Antonio said right at the start, you can even use this to your advantage by putting SD into our SDBUSD liquidity pool on ApeSwap to get even more yield. And on the warm side, you can lock warm on the Wombat exchange to boost your yields even further. Right. So in summary, I think this is a pretty low risk beginner strategy, and like Antonio mentioned, it's a great strategy to earn double digit returns on a really blue chip crypto. Yeah. So any final thoughts, Antonio?
No, it's wonderful you mentioned you touched also on the SD BUSD. I'm pretty sure we will cover in future series
Yeah.
stablecoin sided LPs like the one we have mentioned, which is very interesting, and it's always one of my favorites across the different chains I participate in DeFi. But I guess that's meat for another episode.
Yeah, absolutely. So with that said, thanks everyone for tuning in. Hopefully you found this strategy explanation useful, and we'll see you soon with more explanations. Thanks everyone.